Okay, how's it going there?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks, Brenden, for meeting up here today,
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
meeting with me. I know we kind of chat over the phone.
Yeah.
It's good being here.
Yeah, absolutely. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. So, how you liking living out here in Eastern Idaho?
It's good. Honestly, I'm kind of surprisingly liking it a lot.
Uh huh.
I love winter, and so a lot of people are kind of telling me about how long the winters are, but I've pleasantly surprised. I've been enjoying it.
Sweet. You're a
So,
winter guy then,
oh
or?
yeah, yep. Love winter sports. Love snowboarding, stuff like that. So
Awesome. What's your okay? So, snowboarding is your favorite thing.
oh
Sounds
yeah,
like.
oh yeah.
Do you do any like snowmobiling out there in Island Park, or?
If I have friends who have snowmobile, or excuse me, if I've got friends who have snowmobiles, I'll go out with them, but I don't have any.
Yeah, for sure.
So
They're kind of pricey, huh?
yeah, kind of pricey. And I mean, and the thing is, I know that I would buy a new one, and then 2 years down the road, I'd be like, there's newer ones. I want that. It would just be a constant investment. So
For sure. Yeah, they're fun though.
yeah,
They're a
definitely
blast. With you being the CFO here, it probably wouldn't be pretty hard to, or not too difficult to get some snowmobiles for the company, huh?
fun. Yeah, probably not too hard. Yeah,
Mm.
we've actually talked about doing like some off sites and stuff like that. So
Oh, no way.
yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
That's a blast. I'm sure the sales team would love it, and the service installation guys.
Oh yeah,
Who
oh yeah.
wouldn't? Who wouldn't, right?
Seriously.
And that's awesome. Well, good. Well, like I said, it's great here being with you in Rexburg. I came all the way out here from California, so it's a little change of weather.
Yeah, yeah, I bet.
Yeah, but
I
I'm
appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Excited to be here. So how's business here? How's business in this location for you guys?
Really good.
Is it?
Really, really good. I mean, my secretary sent you a few, bits of information, kind of
Mhm.
our numbers. I mean, we've been growing a ton. I mean, we're in 15 different states right now, 15
Yeah,
locations.
that's
and,
huge.
yeah, we're looking for some more serious growth here shortly. So
Definitely, definitely. And obviously, like, we know that you're the CFO. Is there anyone that we need to bring into this kind of conversation to make the decision process move forward?
luckily, no, it's
Okay.
just me. So
Awesome.
we don't have to have anyone hold my hand today.
Awesome. That's what I assumed. But, we're always kind of put it out there just to ask.
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate it.
And describe kind of like the sales cycle for you guys, or when you guys go to purchase, a new fleet per se, or just something where it requires a big decision. Kind of describe the process to me when it comes to that.
Yeah, well, honestly, this is kind of our first time ever having a real, I guess, legitimate, I don't know, thought out process, I guess, in purchasing a fleet.
Mm-hmm.
What we've kind of done in the past, I mean, we've got 150, 200 vehicles right now,
Okay.
and we kind of just acquire them piece by piece. Essentially, we buy like 10 trucks here, 15 vans there,
Wow.
30 more trucks there. It wasn't the best process, honestly. So we're kind of learning from that. We had lots of different variable expenses. We got some deals here, but then they didn't have as many as we wanted, so we had to go somewhere else.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so kind of frustrating.
Might be kind of a little bit of a headache there. Huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
Where are you buying these vehicles?
We kind of bought them all over the place. I mean, again, we're in 15 different states. So as we kind of expanded and we got a little location set up there,
Mm-hmm.
I would give the responsibility to the manager out there to be in charge of getting the required vehicles at that point. And I mean, we had different specification. There was definitely ceilings as to how high they can, pay and, how many vehicles they can be purchasing, but
Right.
it was kind of up to them at that point. I kind of let it be hands off.
Okay. Yeah, that's
So,
that's mainly your job. You're just supposed to
right?
delegate and
Exactly.
making sure the finance are kept over here at Smart Home Automation. That's awesome. Kind of moving forward in in our conversation here, has there been any concerns or issues that have come up recently in the company with these vehicles?
I mean, I guess the biggest thing, which is again kind of why we were reaching out to you, is just the vehicles are getting old.
Okay.
They're primarily, when I say old, I mean just getting run down, really.
Right.
It's each vehicle on average, we're seeing that the highest mileage we're at right now for some vehicles is like 180,000 miles. Low is like 130. So kind of averaging the 150 range.
For sure.
I mean, and so the problems we're seeing then is we're taking them in, we're getting them serviced, and it's just, costs are adding up. And I mean, it kind of sucks. I totally get that resale value. It's just pretty much slivers at that point. There's not really much there. So
Right.
we get that, we're not really looking to get a ton from what we currently have. I'm sure we'll get some money, but it's definitely not going to make a huge impact on our wallet. But
yeah, it's not going to make, the biggest plus to you guys, but hopefully in the long run, it's going to be able to work out for you.
Yeah.
Totally understand. And what other barriers are you guys just trying to confront at the moment to see this, massive growth of doubling your guys' kind of services?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately the biggest thing right now, and I was talking to the CEO just last night about this. Biggest thing is, because like you already mentioned, we sent you some of the information. We're trying to double. We're trying to get into about 30 states in the next couple of years.
That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
Cool.
The big thing though is just we need to have a very streamlined operation with our vehicles. We need to be on the same page.
Okay.
Just because we're kind of spending too much time really servicing all these different accounts, because we buy the different cars in different locations. We then, whenever they're needing to be serviced, we're having our salesmen kind of pick where they're going to go. And it's taking a lot of time away from our finance team to be able to focus on growth when they're focusing more on just kind of playing catch up.
Yeah, or overall maintenance.
Yeah.
Okay, totally understand. From what you said so far, basically you guys are trying to figure out a way to streamline the process of figuring out the maintenance for these vehicles. Next, you're trying to save time, obviously. Time off of your desk and time off of your team's desk. That's something definitely we can continue to talk about here. So when you talk about time, how much time are you guys incurring when it comes to taking care of all these cars that you guys currently have?
On a monthly basis, honestly, I would have to double check with our both operations and financial managers. But honestly, they gave me a report 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago.
Okay.
And they told us though that on average we're, compared to other companies and kind of having more organized fleets, we're spending an extra, 20 to 30 hours per month extra that we shouldn't be basically kind of managing them, spending times in the office where we shouldn't be, having them serviced. And they said that's kind of a low guesstimate. They're still getting the more numbers coming in, but that's kind of their preliminary.
Wow. And that's you and your team working those 20 to extra 30 hours?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. So you're having to pay overtime. You're having to do a few other things.
Oh,
yeah. Obviously, your costs are kind of accruing and kind of adding up there. Yeah. What other effects have you guys seen on your overall operational standpoint of the business when it comes to the time?
I mean, honestly, we don't have a ton of extra vehicles for the employees. I mean, there's a few, but especially since we're spread out in a few locations, it's not like all 200 vehicles, each night get put into, one garage. They're spread out everywhere. So the big problem at this point then is, this one location out of the 15 will have, a few dozen vehicles.
Right.
But then at that point, if 2 or 3 or 5 of them are being serviced, we've got some salespeople that can't really go out at that point.
Yeah.
And so that's the problem is we're making appointments. I mean, we're updating these smart homes. We're or doing initial installments, maintenance, all these different things, because it's like insurance. I mean, we're getting the sale, but then we're trying to focus on upgrades. We're trying to focus on expanding it. It's not just new customers. It's reorder rates essentially.
Okay.
And if we're focusing on that with our customers and we're focusing on customer service, it's being affected to an extent by having our salesmen have to reschedule or cancel last minute. And because the problem really is too that we're noticing is we're having a hard time managing when the vehicles need to be serviced.
Okay. So like the internal kind of
that's a big problem too, because we've got, again, 200 vehicles. They've all been purchased at different times. They're all being used at different rates.
That's true.
And so at that point then we're finding out, holy crap, this truck hasn't had an oil change in like thousands of miles. Exactly. Or we haven't had tires rotated, then a tire blows out on the highway and we didn't realize that, hey, it's kind of getting bald, and the driver wasn't realizing it until he had the blowout.
Sure.
Problems.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, no, that's never fun when you or, someone else on the management and the C-suite level has to get a call from one of the guys breaking down the side of the road, and then your kind of name is jeopardized, saying that you guys may have some vehicles that are super reliable. Okay. I totally understand. When it comes to, I guess obviously you guys mentioned that with the cars being maintenance, you guys are losing out a little bit of sales there. How is this affecting your guys' employee morale?
There's turnover. There's definitely turnover in any company.
Okay.
I think more than anything, though, I haven't seen that there's been a spike, I guess, in turnover, but I have asked. I haven't received any information yet, so I don't know if there's any weight behind this.
Mm-hmm.
But I've asked to get a report to determine if our issues with vehicles are actually deterring bringing in new
Right.
employees.
Mm-hmm.
So because again, we're focusing on growing here.
Right.
We've been pretty stable-ish turnover, obviously, but we've seen a bit of a decrease in how many people we're bringing in.
Oh.
I mean, because we have high standards on who we're going to bring in. So I mean, we always have applicants.
Right.
But the quality of people has definitely kind of declined, and so I've sent a report to see see if maybe our fleet of vehicles is somewhat affecting our image, and because it's an incentive. It's an incentive for salespeople to get their own vehicle, and if they're seeing that crap, it's a garbagey truck, I don't really want to work for this company.
Yeah.
So we understand it's gonna be hard data to acquire, but
okay.
I don't know. That's I don't know, a thought that I've had that could be a reason that we're struggling to get good talent in our doors.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely want the best of the best. And know with that, goal to, grow at that rate, you can only do that with the best of the best. And obviously, we're enterprise out here. We're some of the, we have some of the best products, but what benefits would you see if these problems could be fixed, specifically, fixing the time that you guys are taking to, take care of all these vehicles and some of those, I guess, turnover. The turnover ratio.
I mean, it would streamline our growth at this point.
Okay.
I mean, again, we're wanting to double in 2 years, which is a pretty lofty goal that the CEO decided a while back, and it's not impossible. But right now, if we don't, get the right company to work with and get the right fleet of vehicles, it could lead to us actually turning this 2-year growth plan into like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of affecting our major overall company goal at that point. But again, we need to make sure that it's someone that we can trust, someone that can be able to really take a lot of, work away from us at that point.
Definitely. And if you were able to fix these problems, what would that mean to you as a CFO and towards your guys' business?
I mean, first thing, it would just feel really good to quit getting all the annoying emails and memos on my desk and people
can't even imagine
their head. And I mean, we have an open door policy, so people definitely feel comfortable coming in and saying, hey, my truck's a piece of crap. So I'm kind of getting tired of that. I mean, I can't tell them to shut up and get out.
Right.
But I mean, ultimately, it would mean that we're able to really focus on what really matters at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I could be able to focus on this growth. I could focus on what really matters and not playing so much catch up. And honestly, employee morale, I think people would be more, I guess, dedicated or motivated, I guess, to go out and sell. They're excited to be in a newer vehicle. They're wanting to be on the road and expand. They're not like, oh God, I got to be in this, coffin and drive out few hundred, if not thousands of miles as we're expanding out into new territories.
Every day.
So,
yeah. Okay. No, I definitely see where you're coming from when it comes to those type of items. I mean, obviously, first of all, we have, awesome trucks, awesome vans here for you. But when it comes to saving you guys time on the internal side, tracking the maintenance, making sure that, your finance team's taken care of and we can streamline that process when it comes to the internal procedures. We have actually an awesome program for that. Yeah, that can save you loads of time. It can ultimately save you at least an improved 15% increase on your guys' time within the first month of you guys using it. It's super user friendly.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm confident you guys will love it. Let's see here. Is there any questions that you have for me before we?
I mean, how's it going to save us money though, too? I mean, again, I totally get that, hey, buying vehicles all in one spot can be able to save money buying them in bulk instead of going to all these different dealers and suppliers. But I mean, if we really put the money or the time invested into it, we could probably get really good deals by wheeling and dealing with other places. But how can you guys be able to save us more money then?
Yeah, that's a great question. Very, very valid point. So when it comes to your guys', operationally, maintaining these vehicles, you kind of just go to anywhere, right?
Yeah.
So when you guys purchase one of our fleets, which is a huge benefit to you guys and which your costs will extremely go down when it comes to maintenance, is that we actually have kind of like a partnership with most of the heavy hitter maintenance shops, like the Grease Monkeys, all those type of guys. We actually have a pretty good partnership with them when it comes to oil changes, rotations, basic kind of just standard every 15,000 mile kind of checkups there for you. So whenever you go to service your vehicles at any of those spots, you get at least 20% off.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's going to save you loads in the long run.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We can punch out the calculations now, but just know that in the long run, your monies will ultimately be saved on your side. But on top of that, you guys won't be able to spend so much time figuring out when to maintenance them, who's doing what trucks are breaking down, because of that internal process that we have. So that's the awesome. Cost that you guys are, expending to have and take time out of your day to make, I guess, the fleet management happen at the moment, that's going to be taken care of from our side. So that way, all those hours that you're accruing in overtime will be able to be taken care of.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So basically, the next step in the process is, coming out and seeing some of our vehicles and checking out a presentation with, my ultimate sales manager. And is there any questions or anything that, kind of before we move on to that step?
I think you hit all of them. I don't have any right now though.
Okay, great. Well, let's do this Friday then.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Brenden. All right.
Awesome. Dallin, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem, Brenden. Thanks for coming out here.
Yeah, absolutely. I really appreciate you being able to take some time for us today.
For sure. Absolutely. Yeah, we've heard a lot of good things about you, so it's good to have you here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, smart home automation, how long have you been working with the company?
So I've been with the company now 20 years.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yep.
20 years.
Yeah, smart home automation's been really good to me. The sales are, as long as the sales keep increasing, my pay does too.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty good. I started on the sales side, but now I kind of just worked my way up to operationally, and now I'm the CFO, and so it's been good.
What's kept you at Smart Home Automation then? 20 years, there's got to be something that's keeping you there.
Yeah, honestly, the main thing is my friend. So me and my friend kind of got into the business at the same time, and we got really close to the owner, which as now is retired, and he's kind of put the ball in our court. So me and my friend just got in it when we were young, started doing the sales thing, and we just killed it. We crushed it every summer, and we kind of did it year round for a little bit too. But then, we just kind of kept going with it, and my friend's still in the company as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's been fun really, having really our families and stuff like that.
That is so awesome, honestly. And it's a fun business to be in. Honestly, I've seen some really. I'm sure you've seen them too. I saw this video just the other day about some smart home feature that someone had where I guess they had it set up where, if they got someone knocked on their door or rang their doorbell and they weren't home, they'd get a notification on their phone. Yeah. And so I guess it hooked up to this camera, and this guy was trying to deliver a package. He needed a signature.
Oh, I saw that video.
Yeah. So he was able to be like, hey, where do you want it delivered? I need a signature. And she's like, don't worry about the signature. Leave it. And he put it in the garbage can or something like that to hide it for her. So super, super cool. Who was it? Was it my cousin, or I can't remember if it was either my cousin or my uncle. One of them was telling me that they just got it just 2 weeks ago, and I think they got it from you guys actually.
Oh, cool.
And they were saying it was super cool. He'll be laying in bed, and he's just like, man, I need to turn up the temperature, and he'll just go straight to his smartphone. So absolutely, super, super cool stuff. I love it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. You know a lot about the industry. I'm actually kind of shocked. Not a lot of guys that come out here and talk with us know about how innovative all the smart home automation is kind of going towards, and kind of the ultimate objective of it.
Well, it's appealing, honestly. It's cool. A good business. Especially the age that we live in. All the people who have grown up with the internet are kind of buying their own homes now, and so they're kind of tired of I don't feel like I need to walk to go change the thermostat. Let's do it from here. So
just the new day and age,
Yeah, that's awesome. Yep. So being in Idaho, how long have you guys been here then?
So we've been here for about the same amount of time. Okay. I actually moved out here earlier. I was just doing some kind of menial job, and then I found out about smart home automation sales program.
Awesome,
so about 25 years now.
Nice. I actually have plans tomorrow to go to West Yellowstone.
Oh, killer.
You'll have to, afterwards, I'll have to have you tell me about restaurants to go to, because I was looking it up, and there's dozens of reviews for 5 different places. So I'll need to get your thoughts on that afterwards. So Don't let me forget about that.
Okay, you got it, man.
Before we get into kind of the meat of this, is there anyone else we need to bring in today to join us in the discussion?
Nope, just me, man.
Perfect.
No, you're meeting with the right guy.
Perfect. I love it. I appreciate it.
Yes.
So smart home automation then. I was able to get a little bit of information. Your secretary emailed us some information just the other day.
Cool.
So she gave me some information about, kind of little bit of plans as to, you currently have 200 vehicles. I understand you're looking at getting more. What's your guys's, 3 to 5 year plan? She mentioned that there's, explosive growth coming up. I wasn't sure what that meant exactly.
Yeah, she probably didn't want to give it away. So basically, we're looking to double within these next about 5 to 10 years, or 3 to 5 at least.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have a pretty aggressive growth plan. A lot of it comes from our sales and recruiting, but a lot of it also comes from making sure that the customers that we do have, that they're kept.
Okay.
Meaning that we have people making sure that they're either getting their services done correctly or making sure they're kind of getting upsold. But that's kind of our vision, to grow within, a double at least within these next couple of years, and expand to 15 different locations too.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. So you're currently in 15 then. If you're going to be doubling, you're looking to get into 30.
Yep.
Are you looking like 30 locations or like 30 different states?
On 30 different locations.
Okay.
Yeah, we found it a little bit more effective if like the locations are just a little bit closer. So in case some service guy has to come back and get a certain part for a home, you just come like pretty locally. And
I get that. And all the states out here are definitely a lot bigger than all the states out west or out east. So I totally get that.
Yeah.
So, if you can, explain it in kind of a, boiled down version, because again, I understand your time is valuable.
Yeah.
Tell me about your business model with this exactly. I mean, are people going door to door? Are they, focusing more on referrals? How does it work exactly?
Yeah. So our business model is a little bit different, as you've probably learned about some of the other industries that do either the door to door type thing, or whether they're doing, basically just in-house calling.
Yeah.
So we focus a lot of our time and resources on our sales, because they're kind of the lifeblood of our company. We figured that if we take care of them, everything else just kind of comes. So we allocate a lot of resources to our sales team, making sure they're taken care of. When it comes to the service side, they have to work a little bit longer hours. So any of the sales that are made from the sales team, basically they try to do it the same day.
Yeah.
Because we've seen that if they don't, then we lose out on sales, right? Whatever it's called, the same day service, the rate goes down. And then when it comes to installation, the installation side, same exact story. And so that's how it basically runs. And and then obviously the C-lead, or me and my executives here, we're just trying to form strategies and figure out what's best for the company moving forward. That's how it kind of goes. And then we have, different, receptionists at different locations and different branches and teams that are able to mitigate any challenges or risks that come up with every service and sales team.
That's awesome. Yeah. And honestly, I love starting out talking about just servicing the accounts, taking care of the customers. I mean, that's honestly, when I first started Enterprise years ago, that's kind of the main thing they kind of drill into us as well. That was our main vision from the CEO, was just, we really want to focus on taking care of the customer. So that's awesome. That's kind of your vision and focus there.
Totally.
So, getting into this growth then, what's, are you primarily using, cars for your salespeople? Are they, I'm guessing sometimes they might be taking out some flights, but primarily I'm guessing they're driving cars, trucks. What are they using mostly?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. So we have trucks and vans.
Okay.
We have about 200 of them.
Okay, 200. Awesome. What's the condition of your fleet looking like right now?
Honestly, they're kind of rickety, man.
Dang it.
Yeah, it kind of stinks. So they're getting pretty old. We have, if you can remember when some of those trucks, started changing their body style, like back in 07, 08.
Oh, yeah.
That's literally when we started buying all these new cars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they look new.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the older ones were kind of just like, bubbly and, didn't have that good style. But when it came out to a little bit more blocky, more modern look, like, we're going to capitalize on this because we're already growing too, so it makes us look good. So, since 08, we've had, all these trucks and vans, but they're racking up a lot of miles.
Yeah. On average, how many miles is your trucks looking like?
Average about 150K.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy. And they're not, they're good trucks, don't get me wrong, but they're not maybe the most efficient. So we do experience just a lot of small little things that lead to big problems down the road.
Okay. Yeah. And I get that. That is frustrating. I mean, that's one thing I remember growing up. It was so frustrating where it's like, I'd want to buy a car, but it's like, I know that in like 10 months, there's going to be a new model out, and that's always frustrating. And then you're like, I don't have the nicest thing now. So
exactly. Yeah. The struggle.
Yeah. Especially if it's, been this many years, that can be frustrating. So
absolutely.
So servicing these vehicles, how's that really looking for you guys? I mean, are you, do you have one kind of primary account or company that you guys work with to get those serviced, or what are you doing to take care of these with all these repairs you guys are seeing?
Honestly, that's another kind of thing that we were trying to figure out.
Okay.
It's not super organized, to be honest with you.
Okay.
It's wherever the sales guys and the service guys are at that time of day, and whatever is kind of the most convenient, they just go and take care of whatever they got to do.
Okay.
So whether it's, a transmission flush, or whether it's, oil change, or whether it's the tires rotated, just those basic things, they just kind of go wherever's closest, because we don't want spending money to go all the way up here just to go to someone that we told them to go.
Yeah.
Just some small mom and pop, as long as they, figure out if it works for them, And that's how we've been kind of doing it internally. It's not the most effective, but that's how it's kind of been going.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. So who oversees making sure all the vehicles are being maintained?
Honestly, me at the moment. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, it kind of stinks, but the CEO is super busy. The COO, he's in charge of actually rolling out a new whole process internally on the corporate side, not necessarily with all the sales, or not the sales, but the fleet management, because he knows that I like cars.
Yeah.
So he actually gave me the job to do
Yeah.
it. But now it's actually starting to become a thorn on my side.
Yeah.
But so I've just been taking care of it.
So you're the CFO. You've been at this company for 20 plus years, and they're making you nothing against them. I'm not saying anything. I don't want to make it sound like they're bad people, but you're having to be in charge of these 200 vehicles that are kind of breaking down.
Yeah, I mean, I also have, as my middle managers and finance, and they help me occasionally, and just with the small stuff, whether it's like the quarterly reports, figuring out like how much we're spending on maintenance and what kind of breakdowns we're having. They help me a lot with the major process of it, but I'm the one that always has to bring the reports to the CEO.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you weren't spending so much time, I mean, I guess, do you feel like it's, half your time, quarter your time? How much time do you feel like you're spending just focusing on the fleet?
Oh, man.
Within a week, maybe.
Within a week, I would say at least a solid 15. And that's just me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's actually a lot if I think about it, because now I'm only spending 25 hours on what I need to be doing.
Yeah.
Not calculating all my variances.
And let's be real, being in a salary position, I mean, you're probably here more than 40 hours a week sometimes, but sometimes you want to get out earlier, and either way, if you're stuck focusing on that, that's going to be frustrating.
Yeah, it is kind of frustrating. At the beginning, it kind of wasn't, because like I said, I do like the cars,
it's fun.
But now it's a headache. All those cars are getting so many miles, and so it's been a little bit of a headache.
So I mean, so you're looking for this expansion, you're looking for growth, you're looking to double the amount of vehicles.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you already understand resale value for these trucks and vans is going to be minimal at best.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty poor.
And you're spending a huge portion of your time servicing these accounts.
Yeah.
So what would you be doing instead if you weren't servicing your fleet right now?
Yeah, I think the first thing I'd be doing is do a lot more, I guess, leadership management and training for my guys.
Yeah.
Because, I'm not going to be here forever. Mm-hmm. And for smart home automation to go the way it's going, we feel like strategy is so important. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that, they're good guys, they're hardworking guys, but they may not see the whole entire aspect of business when it comes to, disruption or innovation. So I wish I could be training my guys on that, but that's just not being done.
So let's talk about finances then for a second. Then. Okay. I mean, because obviously you've got your head on right, what you want to be doing.
Yeah.
But with what you guys are currently doing, it's, spending so much time doing this, and you mentioned then vehicles are, being serviced quite often. Mm-hmm. How much money do you think you guys are losing in potential sales or appointments having to then focus on getting these vehicles fixed?
Oh, man. Off the top of my head, if I think about it, we're probably losing, after all the expenses made on that side, I would say at least, anywhere from 10 to 15 grand a month.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it doesn't seem like a lot because, we're a $20 million revenue, in business, but over a course of 5 years, that's adding up, and our balance sheet gets all messed up, and all of our financials just get messed up.
Yeah, I can see that'd be frustrating. So,
yeah,
that's rough. And I mean, have you determined then, how, if there's any turnover because of this vehicle problem? I mean, people having to, because are they commission based or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mainly commission. So it's a high commission, but they, if they hit a certain amount, then they do get a little bit of a bonus too.
So have you seen any employee turnover then because of the issue with the fleet?
Here and there. I think it's kind of cyclical, to be honest. It's seasonal. Okay. But yeah, as you know, like the young guys, they want to drive like the newest of the new.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they kind of like want to hot rod them too, like a driving a Ferrari, unfortunately. But yeah, we've actually seen a little bit of a decrease. I've talked to my HR, and she said that, or he, whatever, they both said that over time within these last 5 years, they've actually have seen the turnover rate go up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a little bit of a concern.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So from what I'm hearing then, because again, I want to make sure I'm on the same page with you, Dallin. So I mean,
yeah, for sure.
You're wanting to see this growth. You're wanting to have a more streamlined fleet.
Yeah.
You're wanting to get this off your desk.
For sure.
And I understand when I say that it's not just pushing it onto your managers, but you just want it out of here. You want to focus on this growth.
Pretty tired of it.
And you need to save money at this point too. I mean, if you're looking at growth, I mean, you've seen the books. I'm sure you understand it from what you've told me. You're losing thousands and thousands a year,
for sure,
if not more.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we definitely want to help address that for sure.
Okay.
I mean, first of all, though, I mean, the thing I first want to let you know, back in 2018, last year, we were able to save our customers who have fleets with us over $38 million in service repairs.
Oh, dang.
The big thing that we love to be able to do is take things off your hands. We want to make sure that things are streamlined, efficient, smooth, back burner kind of thing for you. So it's back of your mind, not the forefront every time you come in. I mean, we have different programs that we can be able to file all the paperwork for you. You don't have to worry about 400 vehicles. Can you imagine filing the paperwork, licensing, insurance, everything? Yeah, you understand that that's a nightmare.
Yeah,
that's something Enterprise takes care of for you.
Okay.
We make sure that you get reminders, and your fleet and your drivers get reminders as to when vehicles need to be serviced. It's not, hey, we should probably service it because my tire just blew out on the highway. It's,
cool.
Hey, we should get the service because it's been X amount of time or X amount of miles since it's been in.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, it's not just about reminders. It's about making sure we're working with the right people.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we started talking, I mean, you said you care about making sure the customer's being taken care of. We've then made sure that we're trying to find companies that are willing to work with our fleets as well, and in a very ethical, straightforward manner. They're not going to, stab you in the back with fees and prices and all kinds of random things. And so what we do then is, again, we take everything off your hands. We not only give you reminders, we not only have, and we can spend days talking about features, honestly. Heck, there's even features that will allow you to determine, how to manage how your drivers are actually driving. Like, there's systems to kind of evaluate them. It could be something on your scorecard.
Oh, for sure.
But not only that, though, it's us making sure that the vehicles then are being turned around at an appropriate time as well. We're not going to wait till it gets to 150,000 miles.
For sure.
We're going to wait till it hits around 20,000 miles, and then we're going to help you turn those around, sell them, and then get a whole new fleet again to keep up that image, to get the, keep the employees happy, get more employees coming through your doors, keeping the customers happy.
Dang.
We want to make sure you're being taken care of.
That sounds legit.
So, I mean, again, we've gone over a lot of your concerns then. Are there any other concerns or problems that you want me to address or anything like that right now?
Not a whole lot. I'm kind of curious on the side of, my guys being super taken care of. And obviously, if I take care of my guys, then the customers will be taken care of as well.
Yeah.
What should we do with all these vehicles then that we have? What do you propose?
And that's actually a really great question. We actually have different resale managers. Their whole purpose, they can be able to help find, because again, when we're selling fleets, we don't just post on Craigslist and be like, we've got 600 vehicles, please buy them.
Right.
We've actually got distributors who like to purchase our vehicles as well. There's certain people that we like to work with. Again, we're very picky with that. We don't just sell to any random people.
Yeah.
We can definitely, if you get the information faxed over to us, the specifications of the vehicles, years, make, model, all that stuff. We can then be able to come up with a pretty, accurate guesstimate of what we could resell them for, how many we can resell to what location, and then we can be able to kind of go from there with, getting those sold as soon as possible, so you don't have to spend more time doing that either.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be super nice, because I was just going to put them all on Craigslist, to be honest. But
you're going to get a lot of scammers then, I think.
Oh, for sure. A lot of spammy stuff, man.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, that sounds good. I don't know what else you guys have in mind here, but I got to get running.
Yeah, absolutely. What I'd like to do, and I can set up the details with your secretary, kind of find a day within the next few weeks. We've actually got an enterprise location just a few miles away from here.
Oh, cool.
We actually have, it's cool. We've got different luxury car services. We'll hook you up with a Porsche.
Oh,
let
sweet.
If you want to fly, you can drive that to the airport. If you want to drive all the way to us, we want to show you our fleet and kind of get you some more details if that works.
That sounds great.
Does that sound perfect?
Let's do it.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Thank
Brenden.
you. Yeah.
Yep.